don't usually get excited about Colourpop's collections, especially if they're in collaboration with a TV show or a movie. Maybe it depends on what it was. But I have to say I was really excited about this, mainly because of the products that were in this collection and mainly the eyeshadow palette. So that's obviously what we're going to be doing today, just a review and tutorial of Colourpop's latest collection. So we're just getting into the products that was in the collection to start with. The packaging, I'm going to start there. The packaging in this collection I think is so creative, down to the actual components of the products as well, but just like the outer packaging, like the cardboard boxes and the creativity that went into this collection alone on that. Love it. This is like the Hawkins Milk Liquid Light Glow Drop. So this is their liquid highlighter. But as you can see, it's just like a really nice like white pearl with reflex of blue. It's actually really, really pretty, but no comment. The Waffle Lip Mask. I hate this. I hate the packaging of this. It does apparently smell like waffles. It smells like BO to me. Over here we don't really eat or have waffles or maple syrup or anything, so I know. Yeah, no. And I don't like this at all. I'm sorry. Of course, the black blush. This is a color changing blush, so it basically will change color to your pH. Yeah. Like a dark smoky bluey black, but it does come out a really nice kind of like a sheer pink. Packaging on point. Absolutely love these. These are the Chrome Liquid Eyeshadow Duos. This is Humanoid. Is that how it's pronounced? Who knows? So these are ultra reflective, multi-dimensional, kind of holographic as well. They just have like the most beautiful shifts to them, and I feel like they do pair really well with the eyeshadow palette. Oh, so what one was that I just swatched? So this one was Interdimensional, and this is the one that I actually used in today's makeup look. And then the packaging and the lip gloss trios. What even? Whoever came up with this idea needs a raise. And whoever designed this, arrest them immediately. Sue them. Take it that step further. This is the glossy lip trio. So these are quite sheer, with just a wee slight hint of tint to them. And they're very glittery. Then the palette, this is the inside of the packaging. I'm just loving that contrast between the matte and the shine, you know? And then the back, in person, the back where the shades are, this actually looks 3D, so it does in person. I just love the packaging, you know? It looks so cool. So I've actually heard quite a few mixed reviews about the palette actually. People saying that the colour story isn't really their vibe, they're not a fan of it. But taking Stranger Things out of the palette, and if this was just a normal palette, I actually still would really like this palette, mainly for them 8 shades there. They're mainly the colours that I use today. I just feel like they're just grungy glam. And then obviously these shades here are your more wearable shades with more wearable colours as well. You have a mixture of your mattes and shimmers. What I love as well is the fact that there's some pressed glitter shadows in here also, and just shadows that have just like your normal pearlescent shine. And this black, I have to say, is probably one of the most intensely pigmented blacks I have used in an eyeshadow palette. It even just feels so buttery soft. But look how intensely pigmented that is. Don't judge my swatches. I never swatch eyeshadow palettes. So that is some of the shades from the 2 bottom rows. And then this is some swatches from the 2 top rows. I would honestly highly suggest even telling you to get this palette just for these 2 shades here. This shade and this shade, because these are the 2 like pressed glitters. But this one here, which is this one swatched, I'm not too sure how it's looking on camera. Whenever you swatch it and you're swiping it, it's nearly exposing all the different colours that's actually in the shadow, and look how creamy it is. It's that creamy, you can see how far it's actually blending and spreading on my hand, but there's definitely reflex and glitters of green, pink and gold and orange and bronze. It is probably one of the most beautiful shadows in this palette. But those colours as well are really pretty too. Like this colour here, like this, like olive green, It's absolutely beautiful. And I also feel like you know it's a good palette whenever you're looking at it and you're instantly becoming inspired. You know exactly what type of makeup looks you can do or want to create with it, and that's just how I feel about it. You can do something quite nice and pretty with obviously these bottom shades here, but then you obviously have like your black and your darker shades where you can make it a wee bit more grungy glam or darker or smokier. I feel like it's actually a very versatile palette. I love the way it's laid out. I think I might actually do a bit of a spotlight eye, because I feel like with the spotlight eye I can incorporate obviously some mattes and some shimmers, and then of course one of these as well maybe. So on a pencil brush I'm going to take the shade Void. Jesus, wow, wow. I've already prepped my lids as well with some Pilu. So yeah, spotlight eye, just pressing this on the inner and outer corner. Usually whenever I'm doing a spotlight eye I'll do a wee shadow shield, but oh well. Wow, that's super pigmented. And I'm going to take the shade Demogorgon to blend this black out, the shade here, but first of all I'm going to take just a wee petite blending brush and just go around the edges and give that a wee blend first of all. Just softening those edges so that whenever I go and apply this next shade, it's not as harsh or as hard to blend. And not to worry too much about the blending in the inner corner, because usually that's always going to be covered with a shimmer anyway, so I don't really care too much or fuss over the blending in there, but mainly just on the outer edges of course. And just using like quite small pat blending motions instead of circular blending. I feel like you can be a wee bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? You can control. You can control your blending a wee bit better and a wee bit more whenever you do your pat blending. I feel like to circular motion blend, it's great, yeah, but sometimes you can nearly over blend or blend too far or too much with that. Whereas just with a pat blend, it's just quite nice and precise. And it just does a nice job of doing a wee bit of blurring. Demo Gordon, just going 50-50, so half on the black that we've just applied and half on where we haven't applied any of the shadow, and just taking a really light pressure, just nearly tickling the skin just to apply and blend as I go. And then taking a clean blending brush, I'm not going to take any product on it, I'm just going to give those edges just like another wee blend really. And then why not, I'm going to also bring that Demogorgon colour also into just right through the crease as well. So that once I apply my shimmer down the, oh my god, that looks like an absolute mess, trust the process. I have faith. I have faith in how this is going to look, honestly. But yeah, what was I going to say there? Yeah, so once I apply a shimmer down the centre of the lid, it just means that I'm going to have a wee bit of something or a wee bit of colour peeking through the centre of the crease behind the shimmer, you know? So still taking a wee bit of that Demogorgon shade and just trying to now perfect this blend around the crease, mainly at the upper crease and brow bone. I'm going to also try and find a clean blending brush. It'll do. I'm going to take a wee bit of this shade here. I'm going to buff this out at the edge or just at the outer corner here. Any one of these chrome liquid eyeshadows would go really, really well with this, but I'm kind of leaning towards the interdimensional. So I'm just going to pop this up the center of the lids to start with. Whilst that liquid eyeshadow has a bit of a tack, I'm going to go straight in with this shade here, which is the Upside Down. Because I have no nails on, I'm just going to use my finger to apply this. There is no better tool than your own fingers when it comes to especially shimmer eyeshadow. The glitter coming through in that is beautiful. And then just, oh my word, at the crease, just giving that all a wee pat with my finger, and that's just going to kind of disperse the glitter a wee bit so it just doesn't look as set on, and it just looks a wee bit more blended, like the edges just look a wee bit more blended. And the same with the edges on either side. I'm also going to take a wee bit of a liquid liner. This is just the brown one from emmafleming. I'm just going to do a wee thin line. I'm going to take the Cash Beauty K11 brush and take the black from the palette. I've just finished fixing my base makeup because I got a lot of fallout from that black eyeshadow, and I'm going to apply more black eyeshadow to the liner. I don't want to get any fallout. So next up for the blush, we're just going to finish off the face. This is the Buyers Natural Finish Matte Blush, and of course it's one of those colour changing blushes. It just kind of reacts to everybody's unique pH. So whenever I swatched it on me, it was a really nice, like, subtle pink. I'm just going to take a tiny wee bit of this. As per usual, I don't really know how much to apply or use. Why was I going to tap that off? So we'll just use a wee bit and then build up if we need be. I usually like the formula of Colourpop blushes anyway, so I'm sure if it's the same as the rest of them, it should be okay. I think it's just the colour that's putting me off, right? It just seems so wrong. So I'm just going to be patting this in. So this does say that it has like a natural matte finish, which is usually my favourite finish on a cream blush. I don't like any cream blushes or liquid blushes that are too glossy and slick looking. Oh, that's looking very glossy though. Weird. But yeah, that's quite a nice colour though, isn't it? Because it's not too bright or too intense or too obnoxious or Halloween-like, you know? It's quite nice. I'm going to leave it at that and grab a concealer sponge. Just this one here that I found. And just do a wee bit of blending just at the inner corners and just under here. Just kind of blend the concealer into the blush and vice versa. And then go in with a wee bit more of the blush. And then surely I should be looking forward to trying this, but I'm not. This could just completely ruin my base makeup completely. So this is the Liquid Light Glow Drops. I love the packaging. I think this is such a cool idea, but I love these wee glow drops from Colourpop, but I only seem to like them on days where I'm not doing a lot of makeup, not full glam, full coverage days. So as you can see, it's a whitish pearl colour, and it does have a reflex of blue. Like, it is very, very pretty. It's very ultra dimensional looking, if that makes sense. Staying on theme, you know. It is a very, very pretty. I would say you'd be able to not only just use this on the face, but the body and the eyes maybe as well. Inner corner, a brow bone highlight, and it's just, I don't know, is this like more glittery than the ones that I usually use? I'm not too sure. But yeah, let's do this. Why am I nervous? and then press onto the skin. Okay, let's try some more. They either dried instantly on my hand, or I'm not used enough, or what? Immediately no. No. And I think it's nothing to do with the product. I feel like it's just me, and it's just my makeup today. I usually, if you watch my videos, you would know I've mentioned this how many times before. You are probably sick of me saying it, but I do not like to use liquid highlights on days where I'm wearing full glam. A liquid highlight does not sit well on my base whenever I've got full coverage going on. And then we have the Talk To Me Ultra Glossy Lip Trio. I love the packaging and the whole idea around these. Class, right? And these are pretty sheer, so they are. You can't really see much of a colour or tint off them, and then obviously you can see the reflex of glitter through them, but they are quite sheer with just your usual high shine. There's more of a tint though of the pink one, so there is, you can definitely see that. But I think I'm going to use the blue one and see what it's like. Yeah, it's quite pretty though. So I'm just going to take this blue one. I've of course just lined my lips with some lip liner. You see, this is probably just going to mix in with my concealer. Yummy. Oh, they smell so nice. I don't like the doe foot on these. Can you see the way the doe foot is the applicator that has the hole through the middle? I can understand the reasoning behind this. So whenever you're taking out the product, you're gonna get more on the doe foot because the product is going to gather in this wee hole. But no, I don't like that for some reason. I know they're very, very glittery, like chunky glitter, but you can't actually feel it on your lips. You can just see it slightly. Okay, so because the title, okay, so before, because surrounding Stranger Things, there's a lot of red. You know, the title's red, there's a lot of red within the packaging, and there's also the red shadow. I was going to do a heavy red lower lash line, but I don't think I'm going to, because I think it might clash a wee bit with this shade that we used. I'm just going to do what I've done in the centre of the lid along the lower lash line. So we're taking the liquid eyeshadow and this shade here. But I just think that the red, I don't know how it was going to look. Like I was going to use like a red gel liner, red mascara. I think it would just look a wee bit, I think I might look a wee bit sick. Also because this red is a shimmer as well. I don't know. Okay guys, so this completes this video. Thank you so much for watching. I will list all these products down below in the description box for you, and I'll see you in my next one.